as Eala takes center stage at the BNP Paribas Tennis Paradise in Indian Wells. And of course, Filipino fans turn out in full force to cheer her on.
I'm very grateful for all the support that's been coming my way. And it's really heartwarming to see that they really, they make the effort and they take the time to come out and to support, and it makes the experience for the player totally.
In a stunning moment that caught the entire tennis world off guard, Alex Eala made history with her very first match at the 2026 Indian Wells. The demand to see the young Filipino sensation was so overwhelming that ticket prices shot through the roof. By the time the match began, it had generated an incredible $5 million in ticket sales, all for a single match. For Eala, this wasn't just another appearance on tour. It was a milestone moment that rewrote the record books at Indian Wells. Her matchup against Dayana Yastremska set a brand new standard for the tournament, with ticket prices reaching levels never seen before for a first-round match. The moment tickets went live, fans rushed online in massive numbers. The demand was so intense that the ticketing website reportedly struggled to handle the traffic. Everyone wanted to witness Eala's debut on one of tennis' biggest stages. Over the past few months, the buzz around Alex Eala has been impossible to ignore. But what happened at Indian Wells took things to an entirely different level. From the moment the match was announced, excitement spread quickly through the tennis community. When ticket sales opened, it became clear this was no ordinary match. Fans around the world treated it like a must-see event, even though it was only the first round. Prices kept climbing as supporters from across the globe scrambled to secure a seat. For many, it wasn't just about watching tennis. It was about witnessing a moment that felt historic. Indian Wells, already known as one of the most prestigious tournaments in the sport, suddenly found itself at the center of something unprecedented. Matches generating millions in ticket sales are rare, but Eala's star power made it possible. And it wasn't just Filipino fans filling the stands. Spectators flew in from all corners of the world with one goal: to see Alex Eala play live, no matter the cost. The atmosphere inside the stadium was electric. Anticipation filled the air as fans waited for the young star to step onto the court. Even tournament organizers were stunned by the scale of the demand. Staff worked quickly to manage the crowds and the overwhelming interest surrounding the match. Many analysts are already calling this phenomenon the Eala effect. It's a surge of excitement and fan engagement that seems to follow her wherever she competes. The numbers speak for themselves. Generating $5 million in revenue from a single match is something that rarely happens in tennis. Eala's debut at Indian Wells has already become one of the most talked about moments in the tournament's history. But the story goes beyond money. It represents a shift happening in women's tennis. Eala's popularity has exploded faster than many expected, and her growing influence is impossible to ignore. Her rise isn't just built on hype. It's supported by results and by the massive crowds showing up to watch her compete. From the Australian Open to tournaments in Miami, Dubai, and now Indian Wells, Eala continues to attract some of the largest audiences in the sport. And it's not just long-time tennis fans paying attention. People who never imagined themselves attending a tennis match are suddenly buying tickets the moment they hear Eala's name. Even top players have noticed the difference. During a recent interview, Jessica Pegula spoke about facing Eala at the Miami Open, describing an atmosphere unlike anything she had experienced before. Pegula said she expected a normal tournament crowd. Instead, she walked into a stadium packed with passionate supporters who seemed fully invested in every moment of the match. The energy was insane, she explained, noting that wherever Eala plays, the fan support is overwhelming. From Melbourne to Miami and Dubai, the pattern keeps repeating. Fans aren't just watching Alex Eala play, they're experiencing every point right alongside her.
After week, as she, has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
Alex Eala's ability to attract massive crowds says a lot about the connection she's built with her fans. Her popularity is growing at an incredible pace, and it's becoming clear that she's turning into one of the most exciting phenomena the sport has seen in years. Fans are going to extraordinary lengths just to watch her play. Many are standing in long lines, spending hours refreshing ticket websites, and even waiting outside stadiums just to soak in the atmosphere. That level of dedication is rare in tennis, and it shows the powerful impact Eala is already having on the sport. And it's not just the fans who are paying attention. Some of the biggest names in tennis have also taken notice of her rapid rise. Even Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest players in the history of the game, recently shared his thoughts about Eala. Djokovic praised her talent and potential, even calling her the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. When someone of Djokovic's stature speaks, the entire tennis world listens. His endorsement carries enormous weight, and his comments only strengthen Eala's reputation as one of the most exciting and marketable young stars on the tour today.
Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest.
Earlier this year at the Australian Open, the excitement around Eala was impossible to ignore. Fans lined up outside the stadium hours before her match, hoping for a chance to get inside. The queues stretched endlessly, and many supporters never even made it through the gates, but for them, it didn't matter. Even those without tickets stayed outside, soaking in the atmosphere and sharing in the energy surrounding the event. Just being near the stadium, surrounded by thousands of fans excited to see Eala play, felt like part of the experience. That level of devotion says a lot about the connection she has built with her supporters as the Indian Wells Open in 2026 continues. It's becoming clear that Eala's popularity is only getting bigger. The astonishing $5 million in ticket sales from her very first match is likely just the beginning. With every tournament she enters, Eala is proving she's not just another talented player. She's becoming a global figure whose influence stretches far beyond the tennis court. The support she's receiving, from fans, media, and fellow players, is unlike anything many expected. The soaring ticket prices and record-breaking revenue from her Indian Wells debut show just how powerful her draw has become. Demand to see her play continues to grow, and the excitement surrounding her matches keeps building. Eala isn't simply a rising star anymore. She's becoming a major force in women's tennis as the tennis world watches her journey unfold. One thing seems certain: Eala is here for the long run. Her impact on the sport is already undeniable, and the milestone she's reaching may only be the start of a remarkable career. The global tennis community is paying attention, and many are beginning to believe that Eala could represent the future of the sport. So what do you think about Eala's incredible rise? Have you ever seen a tennis player generate so much excitement and demand so early in their career? Do you think the sky-high ticket prices are worth it for the chance to witness history? Are you surprised by the massive support she's receiving not only from Filipino fans but from tennis lovers around the world? And with the way she's drawing huge crowds, could Eala become the next face of women's tennis? Will another star eventually take the spotlight?